Man City won, Liverpool 2 in what could have been one of the greatest games in Champions League history. Instead, it was completely let down by the officials, in my opinion. Liverpool, give them total credit. They stuck in there. James Milner was colossal again. And at the end of the day, Man City, and I'll get onto this in a bit, ran out of ideas against a good Liverpool side. And once they got that goal, it was all about that killer goal. Once they got that goal, it was game over. But in a game like this, when you need things to go your way, Man City were totally let down by farcical refereeing, in my opinion. And look, the main referee, the actual referee, he was a bit weird. He was a bit quick to kind of get a bit aggy with people. But the person that I want to really call out here for someone who's ruined the game for the neutral is whoever that bloke is on the sideline. We've been talking about I don't even know what they're called. What are they, bylinesmen? God knows. That person there, when it's 1-0, Man City have totally dominated that game up until half-time. Liverpool, I think, had one goal right at the end. Liverpool had one shot, at the end of that half through Chamberlain. Man City need that second goal. If it gets to 2-0, then you've got a massive game on your hands, and especially at home. They've got a huge chance. But the bylinesman wasn't able to see that the ball hit Milner instead of Sterling. That's not even being in line and missing the point. Missing that moment when you've got to quickly look as a linesman. He's missed who the ball has hit. Outrageous. Awful. And Man City fans can understandably be totally aggrieved with that, because the rest of the game for me is a little bit void, because those moments in the game when you need to win the game 3-0, when you one goal would have made a huge difference. And you could see as soon as that goal went in, it was game over. And the Man City body language was poor from then on. But understandably so. It goes from needing 2 more goals to needing 4 more goals. But that linesman, he's got one job, really. It's just to concentrate on the penalty area. He either doesn't understand the rules or he wasn't truly watching where the ball was. Either way, it's not good enough. And Man City fans can be understandably annoyed at that. Looking at the rest of the game, I think the plaudits that you've got to give to Liverpool are twofold. One, they stuck in there. They showed enough bollocks, really, just to hang in there when it was getting tough. The way that they defended so well in the first game, they really had to stick by that again in this game. And what was becoming more and more evident as the game went on is you could see that there was going to be one chance. That was something that Man City kind of had to do. Again, they went all out for it. Pep Guardiola, I thought, even picked the right team. And if he got a couple of those decisions, then it would have been a very different game. But they were going to leave spaces at the back, and they did. And I thought Klopp putting Salah into that central position was a smart move, because when they got the chance, when a chance was going to arrive, you wanted Salah to be there or thereabouts so he could pick up the scraps and then finish with incredible composure. And that's exactly what he did. That was a great way of using the best player you've got in your team and understanding cup competitions, because sometimes you've got to just hang in there and wait for that one chance. They did. Salah got that chance. And it was an incredible finish. When it comes to Man City, I said this earlier in the week in the good, the bad and the ugly when I was talking about Pogba and the Manchester derby. You can click on that video here if you fancy checking that out. There was no plan B for Man City. This is understandable. I get it. They've got great players. And in the first half, you saw how they were able to pick the opposition apart. But once they start to kind of figure it out, and it's not even just a big guy up front, it's an option to find another way of scoring goals. You've got someone like De Bruyne and Silva, 2 incredible passers of the ball. They can hit a great area, but time and again, especially when you've got such a concentrated block in terms of the Liverpool side, they had the ball out wide and they were putting crosses in to Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling, or when Aguero came on, Aguero. And that just, you're walking into the hands of Lovren and Van Dijk. They're delighted if you're putting crosses in, because really they should be just eating it all up, and they did. You look at the Roma-Barcelona game today. Roma, incredible stuff. And Liverpool fans will be delighted with this, because that's the semi-final you want now. If you can get Roma, you've got a huge opportunity to get to the final of the Champions League, and then anything can happen. They had a man who Man City let go, Edin Dzeko. And if you watch the highlights of Roma versus Barcelona, he was integral. He was colossus up front. He was incredible at being that physical guy who can give you a chance. And Roma had to score 3 goals. They did score 3 goals. And a lot of it was down to the physicality. And another aspect of football that people don't want to talk about, but set pieces. If you can score goals from set pieces, you've always got a chance. And Man City, that side, didn't have the options off the bench to do that. I love Man City as a football team. I think they play incredible football, and they were very unlucky today. And if they'd got given that goal, it could have been a totally different game. But when things don't go for you, you need to find a way of managing. That's what Klopp did in terms of moving it around, putting Salah in the middle, and that's what Guardiola refuses to do really with any of his teams, or certainly with this team, by having a bit more physicality up front and just understanding that we need another way of winning a game of football. So there you have it. My Champions League predictions were pretty horrific. It could be 0 for 4. But Liverpool move forward to the semi-finals. That's going to be epic stuff. If you've enjoyed this video, then let me know your thoughts in the comments below and hit that like button. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. So if you feel like I've earned it, hit that subscribe button and I will see you soon. Whew.